quarters
teacher's
and
so
like
lame.
$1 bills.
Because they can't always
To
tell.
see it.
What
Good
would
job,
you
Orange.
do in the school
We did it.
cafeteria in the morning?
Okay.
So, alright, cool. I'm so fed up with this software. God damn it! Stop fucking
Oh,
up!
boy. Oh, wow,
Okay.
yeah, that background is something.
Okay, stop laughing. This is really not funny anymore.
Why are you not
laughing?
using OBS, Orange?
Because OBS is only for recording.
I am using
while-
OBS. This is how I'm able to show it to you guys.
I see.
Ha.
Uh,
Ha.
Okay.
Ah.
Honest to God, just
Ah.
read this until I can't hear you anymore, because there's a good chance the Discord's just gonna fucking freeze up from this.
Okay, so just start reading it here?
Start going, yes.
Alright. Be honest with yourself, Michelle. You do imagine what it would be like to hold their warm intestines on your hands, standing over their bodies.
No, I don't. That's not what I want.
Don't lie, Michelle. You climbed the tower. You opened the door. You sought me.
No. I wasn't in control.
No, Michelle, you were.
Enough! I'm done listening to you.
No. Don't take your anger out on inanimate objects, Michelle. Do you even know where I am?
Where are you?
I'm standing behind you.
Huh?
In front of you.
Huh?
Now I'm beside you.
You're just playing around with me, Morgana, mocking me for your own amusement.
Not at all, my... In fact, I consider you a close friend. Why would I mock someone who means so much to me?
We are not close!
You will come to understand in time that we are very much the same. And when you do, you will also know that I am the one person who truly understands you.
Enough. Enough!
Let it all go, Michelle. Curse it all with me. Despise it. Kill it. Make it suffer. Curse it.
Please, just stop!
And where might you be going, Michelle? Wherever you run, I will always be by your side. Are you going to pray to God to exorcise me? Now that's quite amusing, considering I am the child of... I'm not trying to hurt you, Michelle. On the contrary.
Stop talking. Please, just stop.
I want to set you free from your misery.
I can't take it anymore. Please, just be quiet! Who's there? Must be package delivery man.
I'm here to deliver your monthly package.
I see. It's you.
Oh, I thought that was a different person.
No, same.
Nope, still you.
What? Michelle? Is something the matter?
I opened the door and there stood a servant of the Boulogne estate. He seemed to be quite perturbed by the sight of me. I must have looked terrible. Morgana's voice, her words, sapped my spirit dry. A human. A normal person. Not a witch or a spirit or a demon. I knew good and well the servant would never do anything to help me. He wouldn't believe a word I said. But at that point, his humanity was enough for me to latch on to. Help me. Please.
Pardon?
The witch. She talks to me. She never stops talking. I'm begging you. Please get me out of here. Let me go back in your carriage. Please. Let me go back. The witch's voice. It's killing me. It won't go away. I can't escape it. Please. I need your help.
You've gone mad.
What?
You're crazy. See, this is why I didn't want this job. Having to deliver supplies to this damn cursed mansion. Having to get anywhere near the bowling alley's youngest child.
No, I'm perfectly sane.
You sold your soul to the devil. Don't think I'm in the dark about that.
No, I did no such thing.
You're completely insane.
No.
I'm done with this damn job. It's not worth all the riches in the world. Not if it means I have to be around a lunatic like you for even a minute.
Why? I'm not crazy. I am perfectly sane. I'm not mad.
Gone?
Michelle, your mind is far, far from sound.
I won't hear it. I am not mad, damn it! I am not insane! I won't hear it! The witch spent nearly every waking moment of every day at my side, talking and talking and talking about how mean-spirited humans were, how ugly they were. An endless loop of vitriol, and she never seemed to tire of it either. Every single day, on and on and on. She just made a point of reminding me of myself. Everything I was trying to get away from. But as much as I fought to ignore her, to know the things that she said she slipped past every wall I put up, her every word warping me. There was no escape.
Curse them. Revile them. Remember the things they did to you. Close your eyes and envision it. Remember the scorn in their eyes. The way their lips twisted as they laughed. You need only curse them, and you can wipe those reprehensible smirks out of existence.
Serious. Please stop this, Morgana. Please stop talking to me. I'm begging you. I seriously can't take it anymore.
Oh, now why would you say that, my dear? It's just the two of us in this gloomy old house. I don't see what's wrong with a little conversation.
Your voice, everything you say, is eating away at me.
I care for you, and everything I say is meant to help set you free. So I will continue saying it. You're allowed to hate the people you have wronged who have wronged you. They don't deserve happiness. Someone who's always smiling for you is someone who's certain to betray you. Someone who values themselves above all will not hesitate to put others' lives on the line. Someone who covets wealth and power will sacrifice his friends and family to obtain it. These are the kinds of people you once surrounded yourself with.
I have told you repeatedly that I will not curse anyone.
Why must you be so stubborn, my dear?
I could ask you the same. Why don't you just leave me be?
Because I can't stand to see you like this. With one word, you could be free of your pain. But because you insist on shackling yourself to your idea of family, you're making yourself miserable. We are the same type of person, Michelle. The type who has the right to curse others. Regardless of what kind of childhood you had or how much hatred it instilled in you, Michelle, you are a cursed man named after an angel. You need to realize how twisted you are. And soon.
I am not twisted.
Do you honestly still believe you're normal? Tell me, what's normal about someone who happily embraces a skeleton? Tell me, what's normal about someone who hacks away at a girl's face with a knife? You are not normal. And I will repeat it as many times as I have to. You need to accept that. Why must you hold so tight to your sanity? If you would just let go, you wouldn't have to suffer. No one is going to come and save you, my dear. The only thing that can save you anymore is your loathing. We are the same.
I am nothing like you! I am not a witch. I'm not cursed. I'm a human. I'm a human.
Man.
Yes, a man.
With that body? Oh, my dear friend. Let me tell you something you should be quite pleased to hear. Do you know what some say about people like you? Those who are neither male nor female? That they are like unto God?
Like unto God.
Indeed. You should have been worshipped for your divinity, but instead, your family cursed you. You are not human. From the second life was first breathed into you, your fate was decided.
No. You're wrong.
If I really were wrong, you would not be here now. you would be back home with your family. Perhaps you would have a pretty little wife. Living a normal, happy life together. But you have long since strayed from that path. It's well out of sight now.
I have not! I am human! I'm a person. A normal person. The youngest son of the Bouligny estate. I am an ordinary man! No one. Not a single person believed me. Not even the witch was willing to consider me a human. Never mind my family. The archangel whose name I shared looked down on me. The witch tried to drag me into her world. My past consistently ate away at me. I'd been imprisoned in this place for far too long. There was nothing I could do about my body. And all of those things combined threatened to break me. I let out a scream, then stumbled out of the room in a frenzy. I had to get out of that place. It didn't matter anymore that I was forbidden from leaving the property. I just wanted all of it out of sight. If they wouldn't let me come home, then I would run away. It was all I could do. I wanted to get myself anywhere that might have even the tiniest bit of light to share with me. I was desperate. Someone! Anyone! Please! Tell me I'm human. Tell me I'm a man. Anyone. Please tell me I'm not cursed! But when I opened the front door, searing light pierced my eyes. Ah! The world quickly went white. I couldn't see a thing. And then... My arm began to burn beneath the sunlight. Black smoke rose from the sizzling flesh. A sickening stench filled the air. Excruciating pain quickly spread to the rest of my body. Why am I... Water! I slammed the door shut, restoring darkness. Gasping and groaning, I trudged back into the house in search of water, which I'm sure the witch Morgana observed with a great deal of pity.
I don't think you're in need of any water. Take another look at yourself.
With what little light managed to worm its way into the corridors to guide me, I dragged myself to the chapel, stopping beneath the pale light shining through the stained glass window. I wasn't burned. In fact, my skin hadn't even turned the slightest bit pink. There was nothing wrong with me as far as I could see. Where had the pain come from, then? And the distinct stench of burning flesh. This is your doing, isn't it, Morgana?
I know what you're expecting.
Experience.
It's happened to me too. I know what you're experiencing. It's happened to me too. Sometimes enough emotional distress and despair can cause physical pain. The mind and body are much more tightly linked than you think. And your mind is far more damaged than you know. You poor, poor thing. You have my sympathy, my dear. You sad little child.
Collapsed on the floor in front of the multicolored window. I felt like the whole world was closing in on me. Or perhaps metamorphosing around me. I was completely and utterly cornered, and there was no getting around that. Which left me with only one option. Stop fighting and accept the harsh reality before me. would make everything so much easier. The whole world said there was something wrong with me. And I was the only one who tried to deny it. So in the world's eyes, that meant there was something wrong with me. I was abnormal. I was irregular. I was mad. I was cursed. I was not human. I was not a man. If I'm not human or male, maybe I should just call myself a witch. I did, however, remain firm in my refusal to curse anyone, unwilling to give up that last piece of my humanity. Everything else I let go of, which took a great deal of weight off me. I stopped caring, and stopped thinking. I stopped wanting someone to accept me, and I stopped wanting to run away. Sunlight no longer caused me agonizing unseen burns, but in exchange I became emotionally empty. I discarded my faith and my hope, building a shell of cynicism and closing myself within it. And in that time, that became my normal. I began to believe it is what I wanted. Tranquility filled my days. Time trudged onward in almost imperceptible pace. The witch's whispers no longer caused me aggravation. Essentially nothing of note happened over the next 2 years. At one point a man with an unusual disease stumbled across the mansion while wandering through the forest, but there's little more to be said about that. For nothing at all could have convinced me to care about someone else. I spent much of my time sitting before the fireplace. I had covered the stained glass window with drapes. Loath to even think about that damned archangel. Staring at the dancing flames, I was able to forget the passage of time. Watching and blinking at the red and orange tongues flicked back and forth. Oopsies. They seemed to spread out outward from the fireplace, consuming me. Whether by the raging infernos of hell or the cleansing fires of purgatory, the thought of being swallowed up and burned to ashes by a massive conflagration was quite pleasant. But those visions never became reality.
Tell me, Michelle. What are you thinking right now? Do you still not want to curse them? Look at yourself, Michelle. Look at yourself. Look at how you're living. Do you really want this life? Have you ever thought about dying? Michelle. Would you like to die? That's the right answer. God has said that taking one's own life is a sin, after all. That's good, Michelle. You've made the right decision. And I shall be there with you until the very end, my dear friend.
Honestly, part of me did desire death. I just didn't have enough energy to take my own life. My mind and spirit were far too decayed. However, in my 10th year, the door opened once more, and time sputtered back into motion when you showed up, Giselle. Everything I had given up on, and everything I had thought I'd lost, it all came back At first, as you know quite well, I was deeply mistrustful of you. I hated having you around. But if I hadn't met you, in all likelihood, I probably would have just continued down that path and become a demon.
But you seem to me like a rather handsome man. I think I get what you're trying to say, but my mental image of a witch is definitely more of a woman. So you're not a witch? To tell you the truth, I didn't know who might be here, which had me rather scared. But I think I can make this work. It's a pleasure to meet you, Master.
After taking care of Giselle, I returned to my room. I was, to be quite honest, dumbfounded. And it was, naturally, the witch who stoked the fire of my apprehension.
Why would you let that woman stay here?
Wrong button.
She came from the bullying estate, and we both know how you feel about your family. Chase her out. Give her a little scare and she'll be gone within the day. If you'd rather not, I could always frighten her in your place. A rattling window here, a couple broken glasses there. Small things like that to accentuate the eerie atmosphere. Are you going to say anything?
Why do you care about her at all?
Oh, now don't be like that. I live here too, so why shouldn't I care? And I am not fond of noisy people. Or sprightly women like that one. That's something we can both agree on, isn't it? You don't like that woman, do you? The more a person smiles, the less you can trust them. Though I hardly have to tell you that, do I?
Stop talking.
Now, that's not very polite.
This is mine. This is a family matter. It is none of your concern.
I was merely offering to help you rid of a pest.
I don't need your help. I will get rid of that woman when I'm ready. But first I will find out what secrets she's keeping. Then I will go back to living in peace.
Very well, then. That pest has no place in your sweet solitude. The world before you now is so much kinder, so much warmer than the one you used to know. Well, good luck then. And if you need a little helping hand, don't hesitate to ask. Oh, and by the way...
What now?
You've changed, my dear. And I like you so much better like this. I always hated how much you reeked of human. You were blessed with a body like unto God. You were personally created by His hands. I could only dream of having what you have. but you only wanted to deny it. Now, though, you act the part much better. A saint, resurrected by the closest living thing, God. Perhaps this too could be considered a miracle.
Morgana,
Yes.
you are a deranged, delusional woman.
Why, thank you.
Giselle was a woman who smiled a great deal. Her jade eyes seemed to glimmer every time she made a new face. And the more she smiled, the more vibrantly she spoke, the more suspicious I became. I couldn't trust someone who smiled that much, especially not a woman. And the way she kept trying to get friendly with me didn't help that impression at all. I had a hard time believing she honestly wanted to get to know me. I couldn't help but think she was trying to fish for information. Anyone who tried to get close to me had to have some ulterior motive, like a me, but only done so to satisfy Mother. Perhaps my mistrust could have been considered paranoia, but even 10 years later, flashes of that nightmare would still come back to me from time to time. It would take more than a few attempts at me being nice for me to trust this stranger. Eventually I came to the realization that she was hiding something, and I convinced myself it was out of guilt. So I wrote Mother in search of something I could use to tear her down, to get her out of here. I should have listened to Giselle rather than Mother or the witch. But I had conflated her with the me in my mind, so I was unable to see where the truth really lay. I was only able to perceive her as malicious. So instead of her, my faith in Mother's words, despite Mother never once doing the same for me. My beloved daughter, Michelle. I deeply regret having to put you in this situation. I never wanted to let that woman get anywhere near you. She is a witch. A terrible, sinful witch. A dreadful, tainted woman. She lay with my husband. With your father. She's a lowly merchant girl who's wormed her way into our family, so she could exploit your father for money. She committed a grievous sin, the sin of adultery. Or to have her executed, but your father wouldn't allow it. So instead, he had her banished to atone for her sins, unaware that you already lived there, and I cannot tell him either. For that is mine and your brother's secret. I pray you can find it in your heart to forgive your mother for her feelings. Forgive me for delivering a witch to you. I would not be surprised if she tried snooping around. She's a ruthless fiend who will do anything for money. Should word of your curse happen to spread, it would surely draw unwanted attention from the church. We have no allies except each other, Michelle. With this letter I have included a knife. The blade has been blessed with holy water, which should allow it to eradicate the corrupt evil soul of the witch. I ask of you, with all my heart, send that awful creature back to hell. It was storming that night. Erratic claps of thunder ripping through the sky. Giselle uttered a panicked scream, shoving me back. And the look in her eyes kicked into motion emotions I had thought I'd lost. I knew that face. I knew that scream. Because that face had once been mine. I had screamed with that same utter despair at the world. Back to the way things were.
Yes, finally, it's quiet again. I'm honestly surprised she stayed as long as she did. In a way, her tenacity is rather impressive. Not many would persist for so long in the face of such obvious disinterest. But you know no one would try to get friendly with you without good reason. Information about you carries considerable weight outside these walls.
But the look on her face, then. Was that really just her putting on an act because I revealed her scheming?
If you think she was afraid of you, you're mistaken. That's how people behave when their sins are brought to light.
She was screaming, though. And she looked genuinely terrified when she knocked my hand away.
You're not going to let a woman's screams cloud your judgment, are you? A woman can make a weapon out of anything. Tear, a smile, fear. The day she arrived, you recognized her smile as fake. So surely you aren't going to fall for this.
I'm not falling for anything. I feel like I know that frenzied panic. Something doesn't add up.
Just nothing, my dear. In fact, what perplexes me is why you didn't simply kill her when you had the chance. Are you afraid of the sight of blood? The blood of your tormentors has no more worth than that of a wild boar. You should have sliced her throat without a second thought. Although, I suppose that would have made quite the mess. Now that makes more sense. You were not afraid of hurting her, you merely didn't want the burden of having to clean up afterward. How very like you.
Be quiet.
Oh, come now, that woman's finally gone and it's back to just the two of us. And you don't want to talk.
Silence. Please.
As you wish. I will celebrate your accomplishment in silence, my dearest friend. I imagine she's out there, half buried in the cold earth by now.
I get chills every time I consider where I would be if I had done as Mother said, if I had killed you, or if, out there in the forest, you had succumbed to the unforgivable weather. Life had never given me much in the way of good fortune, but you coming back, you being alive, was absolutely a blessing. B, gotta do a little bit of yelling.
I'm done. I can't take it. I'm through with this whole world. You don't have any idea what I went through there. How hard it was just to keep myself together.
Giselle, I do understand. I know very well how difficult and how painful it can be for no one to believe you, for no one to accept you. I know far too well what it's like to want to scream that you're done with this whole damned world. I truly do. That day, for the first time, we saw past the surface. We got to know each other as people. Nothing more than a single small step. But for us, it was like we had moved a mountain. I still remember how the light felt as it shone through the windows we opened together. It didn't burn. While this might sound melodramatic, I feel safe in saying it's probably the gentlest light I had ever felt in my life. Following my reconciliation with Giselle, I started turning back into my old self. Well, I suppose that's not quite correct. I felt the comfort and peace with myself that I never had before. That may have been the first time I was really human. Having someone else around began to feel normal. It was something I was certain I would never have. It was incredible. That to someone else, our time together may have seemed frivolous and empty, our conversation meaningless chatter. I never thought the day would come when someone would laugh at something I said, when someone would smile at the sight of me, however trivial. Seeing Giselle smile made me happy.
Where'd you get off to? Are you here? Are you in the vase?
What's all the racket? Is something the matter?
Master. Yes, a cat.
Huh? A cat?
A naughty little cat's been sneaking into the cellar the past few days, so I'm trying to catch him. If you happen to come across him, don't let him get away.
Right. And what will you do once you've caught him?
Well, I don't want to punish him. That would be mean. If he insists on coming back, I think I'll take him in and teach him how to be a house cat.
You mean to keep him?
Are you not fond of cats, Master?
I don't mind them, no.
Then there you have it. I hope he doesn't take too long to warm up to us.
Maybe it'll help if you give him a name.
Oh, a name. That's a great idea. What should we call him, then? You decide, Master.
You want me to pick a name? This
is your house, after all. So it's only right you'd be the one to choose.
I'm not sure I follow that reasoning. What does the cat look like?
Well, he's wild, so he's dirty, I guess.
Whoops, wrong button.
And he's kind of got some spots here and there.
Is he ugly?
I'd say so, yeah.
Alright then. Ugly Speckles Mark II.
That's a name? Why on earth would you want to call something that? And what does Mark II even mean?
Be quiet!
It's on you if he runs away, Master.
My time with Giselle made a normal person out of me. Made me able to tell stupid jokes. To get frustrated or surprised or exasperated. I started showing actual emotion. Our silly, meaningless banter became something precious. My heart of stone began to soften. The world she created for me was what I had yearned for my whole life. Having lost half of it imprisoned and spent on the other half playing an identity that conflicted with how I felt in my heart. It was the first time I genuinely felt like I was allowed to be myself.
Yeesh, you're not a kid, so don't be so picky. It's not good for you. You make a mockery of the culinary arts? I've heard quite enough, Master. Sounds like you'll need to put your taste buds through some intense rehabilitation. How about this, Master? Play a game against me. And, of course, if you're open to it, it doesn't have to end there. We can continue getting to know each other for years to come.
Giselle. Though I did my best to not show it, I think that I treasured our time together, even more than you did. I'd latched onto it, desperately refusing to let go. I needed it, and I needed you. Are you listening, Morgana?
I can hear you just fine, my dear. Now what brings you all the way up here? You know you can call me from anywhere in the house. My bonds to this tower have been broken.
This is a conversation we can only have here. This place where we first met. It is time for us to part ways. My desires haven't changed since our first encounter. I wish to be a person.
To be a man.
Exactly. When I'm with Giselle, I am that. She makes me into the person I always wanted to be.
And now you wish to be rid of me, so you can complete your descent into the realm of the unclean.
I do.
You came up all the way here just to tell me that. A needless formality. I'm sorry, Michelle, but we are kindred spirits, as much as you may want to deny it. You could be second to only God, yet you spurn his gift.
I am nothing like you. I'm a human, nothing more.
I shall not condemn you for your unyielding resolve, but rather pity you for being so utterly blind. Allow me to make a prediction before I depart, Michelle. Cursed namesake of an archangel. You may think that you're making some sort of progress, but the fact of the matter is you've gone nowhere. Will that smile of Giselle's be able to withstand your secret? You know better than anyone that no one can accept what you are, not even her. You will never be with anyone.
I understand that.
No, Michelle, you don't understand. You don't understand. But you will soon enough. What you have now is not true happiness. It's empty, naught but a masquerade. And when the night is over, the masks will come off.
So what if it isn't permanent? Isn't real? Does being ephemeral make it worthless? Why can't I want something that doesn't last forever? This is the first time I've ever found joy in my life.
Those moments of happiness only serve to worsen the loss. The sweeter the honey, the more you despair when the pot runs dry. Sooner or later, you will return to me. begging for my help. And I have every intention of giving it to you. I will not hold this over you either. For when you come to me, it will be in the time of your utmost despair. And when your little paradise finally comes crumbling down, you will become what I am. So I will take my leave from your side, in anticipation of that day. Until we meet again, my dear.
Hello, Master. I was just looking for you. I heated up some wine and thought you might... Is something the matter?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Oh, no, it's nothing. All I did was warm it over the fire. Are you sure nothing's the matter?
I shouldn't be hearing the witch's voice anymore. So yes, I'm fine.
Oh, wow. That's wonderful news, Master.
It is. Giselle seemed quite relieved when I informed her that the witch would no longer be bothering me. I know she didn't believe in the witch, but that wasn't what mattered. What did matter was that despite likely questioning my sanity when I had first told her about it, she hadn't tried to pull away. She treated me the same as before. She never stopped smiling. And that meant so much more than whether or not she believed in the witch. With Morgana's voice no longer constantly in my ears, my life started to feel like some approximation of normal. In fact, I would say I was probably happier than most. Nevertheless, I intended to keep a certain degree of distance between us. What the witch had said rang truer than I wanted to admit. You will never be with anyone. Having been born into this body, that was my reality, and there was nothing I could do to change it. I had come to accept that. Or so I thought. I wasn't going to covet what I couldn't have. But I had gotten a taste of that sweet happiness. I started to develop a great affection for that smile. As much as I tried to tell myself I was just getting caught up in the moment, the feelings would pass with time. I found myself unable to restrain the swelling of emotions within me. That day by the fireplace, I thought that all I'd wanted from you was friendship. To have you in my life, always nearby. I thought that if we were simply friends, I would still be able to see that smile, even if you were to learn what I was. That if we were merely friends, you would be able to accept that. So to keep these things I felt inside, at all cost. However, with each passing day, with each gentle smile, my affection for you swelled. It reached the point where, as hard as I tried to keep it contained, all it would take was the slightest nudge for it to come spilling out, and made me desire what was out of reach. I was convinced I had changed, because this happiness had become my everyday. I had no right to any such thing, but I came to wish that I could be the center of your life. I yearned for you, and I wanted you to yearn for me. And like the fool I am, I thought that with you, it might even be possible.
Honestly, it's no trouble. I mean it. You just took me by surprise, that's all. I am pleased. It doesn't matter how it turns out. You drew it for me, Master. Whether it's good or bad is irrelevant. I would be happy with anything drawn for me by the man I love.
That one word set me into motion, for I had long since fallen deeply, utterly in love with you, and there was no escaping that.
Listen very carefully. I
Oh wait, shit.
What did you?
Oh my god.
Wait,
Oh
what
my
did you
fucking
just-
god! Okay,
What do you
wait.
mean?
Whoa.
You went back. He went back. You're
Okay.
It's okay,
Oh,
we
you
can-
clipboarded or something?
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Alright, this is not a problem. We just need to...
Orange, I can't believe that you're going to take us back to the past to play the shitty
shitty
games.
games
that
I'm
that
suck.
sorry, I
ass,
just
yeah.
had
There's
to...
quite a thing to
I
say
had
about
to
those.
react to that fucking CG. It's so funny.
now we'll
They're
teach
just
you.
huge. They're just
Oh.
huge.
For a second there, I thought the stream didn't pick up the rest of our audio again.
Everybody mean to me. Okay, here we go.
The boobs.
Nice.
Yes.
And I already met this, so I'm not doing it again.
She's got the blush and everything.
I love you. I love you so much. I feel like my heart's going to explode.
The
Nevertheless,
RPG. Oh.
there's also no escaping my past. What I was. Knowing I can never truly be with you. I did nothing about this body. I pushed you away. But seeing all the color drain from your face, I knew that I had to take that step. Then maybe you could change my world. If you really did love me as much as you said, together, we could change everything. We could walk a new path, side by side. And so, I decided to trust my heart.
I'm in heaven. I'm so happy I could cry.
I, too, was elated. Oh, god damn it. Giselle, I'm sure you thought I was a kind-hearted man, that my love for you was pure and chaste, and I wanted to be that for you. But beneath the surface lurked indecent desires. Despite saying I didn't want to hurt you, that just having you by my side was enough. My desire bubbled up at the warmth of your skin. I wanted to let that heat take over, to let my hands run free. I could feel it burning inside me. I longed for intimacy, Not just emotionally, but physically. I wish I could lay you down on my bed and satisfy those desires. I wanted to make love to you. Unfortunately, that was not possible. I didn't have the ability. No matter how hard I try, my body lacks the capability to be one with you. I can pray, and I can long, and I can wish all I want, but my body will never be what I want it to be. I am gray, though I have always known my true color. I have no way of becoming it. My heart has always known what I am, but the world refuses to accept it. Every time I'm calm, I'm normal. I claim I'm normal. 5 say I'm an abomination. Would it really have been too much to ask for me to be born normal? To let me be who I truly am? Is that really so much to ask? Things began to change when I learned my father, Antonin, had passed away. George would, I assume, be busy preparing to take his place. And if what he had said was true, then I'd be welcome back to the estate. I would no longer be able to be a demon. I would no longer be a demon child, but a member of the Boligny family once more. Deep down, though, I couldn't completely believe it would actually happen. After 11 years in exile, I had no idea how they felt about me anymore. But they remember a promise they had made so long ago. Fear that they wouldn't threaten to consume me. Hold on, let me read that again. Fear that they wouldn't threaten to consume me. But Giselle, as she often seemed to do, put my mind at ease.
No matter where I go, you'll be there with me, Michelle. It's true, I am nervous, not knowing what the future holds. Don't do it. But not in a scared something bad might happen kind of way. It's more of a jittery, excited anxiousness. I'm confident the two of us can overcome anything, no matter what obstacles may come in our way. And together, we can create an even more wonderful future.
Could I believe her? Could I have faith in her wonderful future? That she would always be there with me? That we would return to the estate and finally move on with our lives? That together we could create a future? No. That wasn't a question. I wanted to have faith. I wanted to believe as much as she did. I wanted to believe that even if I was grey, I could have a normal life together with her. She had rescued me from the depths of hell, and now I wanted to make her happy. After taking that step in our relationship, I made numerous attempts to reveal the truth about what I was. But every time I tried, sharp pain gripped my chest, and my words faded into nothing before they could even reach my lips. I knew that if our relationship were to continue, I would have to tell her eventually. but merely imagining her face twisted in disgust nearly crushed me. She was everything to me. And so, as we prepared for our departure, I decided it was time to make some changes. It was time for me to break out of my rut. And what happened next depended largely on whether Mother and my brothers were willing to accept me as a man. The course my future took was in their hands, in their hearts. If they couldn't accept me, then I couldn't return home. I prayed, from the bottom of my heart, that things would turn out for the best, that my family would accept me for who I was, they would accept what I had with Giselle. I decided I would tell Giselle everything after I received their responses, and I hoped dearly that she would join me, wherever I ended up. I couldn't provide Giselle with the same kind of happiness a normal man could, but if she and my family accepted me, I would do anything I could to build a happy family with her, in my own way. And so, I sat down to write. Dear Mother, there's something I wish to tell you. Something that means a great deal to me. So I ask of you, please hear me out. And I ask of you, please accept it. Mother, I no longer bear any resentment for my present lot in life. Nevertheless, I would ask of you to concede one thing, that I was never cursed, that I was always your son, that I am Michelle and not Michelle. I have found someone whom I care for dearly, a woman, and I love her with all my heart. I would like to spend the rest of my life with her. I do not wish for much, simply to have a quiet life with her, to go through our days together, man and woman. This is the one thing I want. Mother, I know you're aware that my body is no longer female. I am a man. My heart is male, and I ask of you to please accept that. I have no grudge with you. In fact, I am incredibly grateful to you for bringing me into this world. With love, your dearest son. But rather than a reply, I received a visit from knights ordered to kill me.
Michelle, tell me, why do you think this is your fault? What is your curse? Your curse. It isn't just the color of your hair and eyes, is it? There's more to it, isn't there? There's something else, isn't there?
Can you hear me, Morgana? Morgana! Please say something. Morgana! Your predictions, they were right. I was a fool and you can laugh at me all you want. So please, say something.
Death!
Is this multiple men?
Just go with the same man.
Death to the unholy one! Death to the heretic! Death to the witch!
Why won't you answer me, Morgana? Why can I not feel you there beside me? You said you would help me when I came for it. Well, here I am, begging you for your help. Please, come back to me. Just this once. I know you're there somewhere. Please, before they break down the door.
Michelle? I'm alright. It's okay, Michelle. I'm not scared. You're here with me after all. I'm fine. It's all fine. Please hold me until it's all over. Please stay with me.
Michelle, my dear, why would you ever believe that fairy tale nonsense? Why would you ever think a wonderful future awaited you?
Morgana.
Here you are now, wretched, pitiful. For that, you have my sympathy. I will help you in your time of need.
Ah, finally you speak.
Michelle?
I can feel the despair emanating from you. You hate it. It kills you. This is how you're rewarded for fighting to be yourself. You know exactly who sent those knights, don't you? Don't you? They rejected you. Rejected what you are.
Hey, Michelle, are you alright?
Your family, unable to accept your body and heart, branded you a heretic and turned you over to the church.
Yes, they did.
And did you hear what the knights were saying? They've even accused you of being a witch. Taken my sins and placed them on you.
Come back to me, Michelle.
You hate them, don't you? You want to curse them, don't you? You want to kill them, don't you? I shall grant you that wish. Out of your hatred and despair, I shall make my own wish. And that wish shall become a curse upon your family's wicked souls.
Grant my wish then, Morgana.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Tell me what it is you want, my poor little darling.
Michelle!
Let your contempt flow free. Give me the names of those you want cursed.
I want you to protect her.
Excuse me?
If they find her, she could be accused of abetting a witch and executed as well. So please, use your power to keep her safe. You said you would grant my wish, did you not?
That was not the wish I was hoping for.
I know. But that's the wish I want you to grant! Morgana!
Then offer me something in return. Such a disappointing wish will require a sacrifice. Step beyond that door, my dear, and witness ultimate despair.
That was my plan anyway. As long as I'm considered a heretic and marked for death, my being alive put Giselle in danger.
Indeed it does. Yet here you are, shaking like a scared little child.
Of course I'm scared. There isn't a single person who doesn't fear death. Please keep her safe. You're the only one who can help me, Morgana.
You have my word. From this moment, I vow to protect her life.
Thank you. Giselle. Please hear me out, Giselle. I never thought anything good would become of my life. I never thought I would find anyone who truly understood me, who would be happy to have my love. And for that, I hated the world. I was in constant torment, living in the shadows. But then, a single ray of light shone down on me.
Oh.
You, Giselle. You delivered me from the darkness. I'm scared, Giselle. I'm terrified. I used to think my life was meaningless, and it didn't matter if I lived or died. But now, I can't stop shaking.
That's perfectly normal. I'm scared to death too, but
what scares me most is losing you.
Michelle.
So please, allow me to repay you. I said I would do anything for you, so let me do this. I haven't given you anything. I haven't done anything for you. So give me one final chance.
Michelle!
One second. Go ahead. Giselle?
Sorry. What are you doing? Get back in here, Michelle. What? The door. I can't open it. Michelle, what did you do to the door? Come on, get back in here.
I guess you really can perform miracles, Morgana.
I don't want to lose you either.
I know that by doing this I will bring you pain, Giselle. But I can't make you happy, no matter how hard I try. And I realize that now.
Say something, Michelle. You're out there, aren't you? Please. Please don't do anything rash. They're going to kill you if you're out there.
Giselle, the witch told me.
What?
That she would ensure your safety.
Michelle, she isn't real. There is no witch talking to you. It's all in your head. A figment of your imagination created to alleviate your loneliness.
Rest assured, she does not lie.
Michelle!
I pray that, someday, she'll be able to get past this, to move on with her life. She needs to know that that's what I want. I have to find the right words. I'm pathetic. My voice is so shaky. Please listen. You are a wonderful woman, Giselle. Spirited, true to yourself, deeply sympathetic. You are not to blame for how difficult your life has been. Most of the fault lies with me, and a bit of bad fortune. But that's all behind you now. Once this is all over, you can start anew.
What are you talking about?
So, survive. Live a good, fulfilling life. Move past this. Live your life. And always love your family. I know you can do it. That is my wish for you.
No, I don't want that. I want to be with you. No one else but you.
I don't want to let you die.
There it
You go.
is.
Literally anyone, just go.
You go.
Death to the heretic! Death to the heretic! Death to the heretic!
Get back in here, Michelle. Open the door. If my choice is to live on without you, I'd rather...
Your scars will heal. You'll find a nice man and have a wonderful family.
Why?
Because you have a good family. You have a mother and a sister who love you. If you were to be executed here with me, you would elect a heretic as well. And your family would be condemned. I don't want anyone else to suffer that kind of disgrace. But I can't tell you any of that. Because I don't want you looking into why I am a heretic. So this is where we part ways, Giselle. Thank you, Giselle, for bringing light to my world.
Don't say that.
The year we shared together, and the months since our relationship blossomed, have been the brightest days of my life. But if there is a next life, I hope you don't mind if I pray that we're able to meet again. And this time, that we can find each other once more, in another world, in a body that better suits me.
Michelle.
Shell.
I thought I was prepared. That I was doing something good. Something I could be proud of. That I would give my life for her with head held high. But it wasn't long before I realized what the witch had meant. What she had warned me about. When she had said that ultimate despair waited beyond this door.
It is our holy duty as knights of the church to deliver punishment unto the heathen who has made a pact with the devil. You are sentenced to death, your body to be hanged upon the cross for 3 days and 3 nights, wherein your unholy flesh shall be purified by the fires of heaven.
Why? What are you doing here? I stood up at the night, eyes wide. The voice from within the helm. Didier belonged to my elder brother.
Shall now be executed. Do you have any final words?
I knew well enough that Mother was not in her right mind, and while her refusal to accept me had hurt, at the same time I had somewhat expected it. It made sense to me. In her madness, Mother declared me a heretic and reported me to the church. But Didier...
Men wield swords and fight against dangerous enemies. And they do so to protect the weak, women, and children. I'm here to protect you and your mother.
What are you doing here? Why are you pointing your sword at me? Are you smiling behind that cold steel helm? Frowning? Or staring expressionlessly?
Your transformation was too much for Mother and Father to accept. With enough time, everything will go back to the way it was before. Just like it did for myself and George's. None of this is your fault. It was all unfortunate timing.
You said that it would all go back to normal eventually. Can I trust that even if the whole world says I'm cursed, that you'll always be on my side? That you'll always be my brothers? Can I put my trust in you once more? Didier, George.
You absolutely can, Michelle. I swear to God on high.
Did your vow have any meaning at all? I spent years here in this dark house, waiting, believing you would come through for me. So why? Why are you standing there, a half-dozen knights at your back, saying I am to be executed? Why? Didier? Do not cry. Don't you dare cry, Michelle. You're standing here in front of this door as a man protecting the woman he loves. So you mustn't cry. Who is it that you're sentencing to death? Michelle Boligny, or...
A demon child. Naturally. Or a witch, perhaps.
But why? If I'm not an angel sent from heaven, or a demon child, then what am I? What on earth am I?
What are you? You're
a Boligny. You're a family. That's all there is to it.
I thought we were brothers.
Our familiar bonds have long since been severed, cursed witch.
Now I see, Giselle. This world never had a place for me. I was never welcome here.
Kill him!
So many blades pierce my flesh. Didier's sword in my chest, lances in my arms and shoulders, arrows in both of my legs. I could hardly even tell what hurt anymore. But the pain from within was much clearer. My heart cracked audibly before shattering completely. Don't cry. Do not cry. Tears will only make me more pitiful. So don't you cry, Michelle. Don't cry. I believed in you. Did he? When I was younger, I idolized you. Those broad shoulders, muscular arms, gentle eyes, everything you said. Your simple but pure desire to become a knight. I thought if I could be like you, then I could be proud of who I was. Though that may have faded somewhat after being locked away for so long. My adoration for you never went away. I thought you, of everyone, would accept me for who I am. And I thought you would celebrate my relationship with Giselle. That you would put those big hands on my shoulders, a smile on your face, and say, I'm happy for you. That you would welcome her into the family. That we could go on outings together on cloudy days. And maybe she could make something for us. She's a pretty good cook, after all. George would rifle through the basket before lunch, and Didier would scold him. I would be there watching, a proud smile on my face. As unlikely, as out of reach as I knew it was. I still dreamed of a life like that. I had the faintest hope that when we saw each other again, that dream might come true. Didier, I put my faith in you. And so, my life came to an end. But that wasn't the end of the story. I don't know if what comes next could be called my story. The memories of these events linger in my soul. After being pierced by Didier's blade, I found myself looking down upon my own corpse. How could I have ever imagined that I'd be made to witness my own misery, even in death? I watched as my eldest brothers dragged me to the place of my crucifixion, and my soul, evidently still bound to my flesh, was dragged along with it, against my will, down to the nearby village.
The Nats! The Nats have returned from their holy quest! Oh, how we've awaited your arrival! How glorious it is to see you!
Waiting for us there was a cluster of villagers. A large cross lay on the ground in the center of the square. Holding torches, they formed a crowd around the knights. Several of them familiar faces. The men who had come to ransack the mansion were standing there, staring at my body in awe.
The Lord's judgment has been delivered unto the witch of the cursed mansion by his holy servants. No longer shall we live in fear of the curse befalling us. Eternal peace is assured. We have assembled all the tools you need to execute your divine mission. A cross befitting of such a heinous sinner. That witch threatened to curse us. Sullied our pure ears with its blasphemy.
I had done no such thing. I hadn't cursed anyone. I had merely been defending myself. They had been armed and outnumbered me. So I had said what was necessary to chase them off.
Our poor harvest and our suffering at the hands of the greedy lord were all the work of the witch!
Why then? Were they acting like I was at fault? Why was I the sinner? And why did I need to be judged? My soul trembled at the overwhelming fervor consuming the crowd. Their zealous desire to see judgment cast. So I prayed. I asked God to grant me the smallest of miracles, to let my voice reach my brother, who carried my body. Please don't do this, Didier. Please hear my voice. You know me better than that. You know I've done nothing wrong. Those men smirking at the sight of my body, they're the ones putting the blame for their sins on me. Please. Tell me you, at least, don't think I did those things. Don't put me on that cross. If it was Mother who sold me out to the church, then surely you can give me a respectable burial.
The nails and rope for the crucifixion are here. We would have you, O knight, deliver the Lord's judgment unto this vile witch.
Didier, why do you say nothing? Why do you accept the tools this man presents you? Tools meant to punish me. Tell me, Didier.
Crucifixion! Crucify it! Crucify the witch!
My brother lowered my corpse to the ground and began removing my clothing. And in that very moment, I realized the purpose of hanging someone from a cross. Overwhelmed by hopelessness, tears streamed down my face. Please. Anything but that. I'm begging you. Don't expose me to these people. Don't expose my body, Didier. I'm begging you. Don't do it. But of course, my voice had no way of reaching him. And he proceeded to remove my clothing, piece by piece, until I was left fully nude. For a brief moment, an unpleasant silence spread throughout the crowd. The erratic crackling of their torches was the only sound that could be heard in the square. And then, with a mocking laugh, one man spoke.
Ah, so there it is. The devilish creature.
Don't look at me. Please. Look away! Just get it over with and burn me now. Burn my body. Please. One simple thing was all I was missing. I had a frame like a man. I lacked the breasts of a woman. My heart was male. I was in love with a woman.
You sold your soul to the devil, and this is what you became. This frightful, irreprehensible creature! To dare defile the sacred body God blessed you with!
Was that what people really thought of me? Was there no way to make them understand? Could they not possibly imagine how miserable it was to live in a body that didn't fit the shape of your soul? Was there no way to get through to them, even the slightest bit? That all I wanted was to be what I felt I was? Is that really so heinous a crime? Please, Didier. Stop this. Don't humiliate me any further. Please, just let me depart this world in peace. Carry my body away from this place. That's all I ask. And if you can't do that, then at least burn me instead. Didier. Didier. He then placed my body upon the cross. Bound my arms together and the wrists with rope, and then drove a nail through my palms. I couldn't look away. I tried to close my eyes, but I couldn't. My vision remained perfectly clear despite the constant stream of tears. When he was finished attaching my body to the cross, he and several other knights lifted it off the ground, planting it in the center of the village square. The villagers showered the knights with their praise and gratitude. Not for lack of trying, I wasn't able to get away from the cross. My soul was trapped there along with my body. Didier didn't say a word the entire time. After a full day hanging there, grotesque blackish splotches began appearing on my lower body. Everyone who saw it grimaced in disgust. The knights, Didier included, had long since taken their leave, leaving my soul behind, curled up at the base of the cross. A constant stream of tears ran down my face. Despite all my prayers, I remained bound to that place, left to rot on the cross with my body. Passers-by threw rocks or spat on me. Children laughed. A mother warned her daughter to always obey God's teachings. By 48 hours, black-feathered birds and maggots had appeared to devour my rotting flesh. I couldn't imagine any less pleasant a sight than my own body decaying in the sunlight, exposed for all to see. A group of children assembled in the square not far from the cross, and soon after a competition began to see who could take down the evil witch. Gather the rocks they could find and started throwing them at my corpse as hard as they could. The stones ripped through my decomposing flesh, exposing bits of bone. Eventually they settled on a winner, the one who had torn off the most flesh, and went on their way. And when they were gone, the birds flocked in to take their place. The third day, night came and went. And at sunrise on the fourth day, I received a visitor.
Watch your step, madam. The crucifix is this way.
After everything I had been through, I thought nothing more could possibly affect me. I had sunk as far down into the abyss as I could go. However, Mother. I knew it was her instantly. She was older and bonier than I had remembered. She had bags under her eyes so dark they looked like bruises. Her once lustrous blonde hair had faded almost white. But I would always recognize my own mother. What are you doing here, Mother?
Father.
In the 13 years since I had last heard Mother's voice, it had grown raspy and weak. But there were still distinct traces in it of the woman who had raised me, who had stayed at my bedside when I was sick. Though I lacked a physical body, I still felt a deep, piercing chill at the sound of her voice.
Father. This is not my daughter. I did not birth this accursed thing. No, 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 no! I am her victim! For years I suffered at the hands of this witch! She stole my daughter away from me, tormenting me, endlessly tormenting me, trying to ruin me. A demon! You're a demon!
Mother?
I despise you, you foul, hellish monster!
I loved you.
You took everything from me.
I could never bring myself to hate my birth mother.
I feel nothing but revulsion for you.
I loved you.
An eternity in the fires of hell would be too good for you.
I often disagreed with the things you said and did. But I still remember the feeling of your hand in mine as I lay sick in bed.
I have absolutely no relation to this demon.
I kept writing you letters. Kept pretending to be a girl for you. Because I didn't want to hurt you.
This is not my daughter.
I couldn't stand doing it. Whenever I sat down to write one, I came out a horrible wreck. Even worse off than before. But even so...
Send this monster straight to hell.
I didn't want to break you, Mother. I didn't want to push you any further off the edge.
Quickly, set me free of this accursed thing.
But I suppose I still did end up breaking you.
Please be at ease, madam. The Lord has heard your prayers. He wants you to cast the demon into the cleansing fires. He wants you to show him that, as you say, you have no relation to this unholy thrall.
Gladly. Gladly. I'll gladly send this vile creature to the deepest pits of hell with my own two hands.
Her eyes swirling with every hateful emotion imaginable. Mother took the torch from the priest and tossed it into the pile of straw, spread around the base of the cross. The flame crackled as it spread upward, consuming my body and filling the square with the putrid stench of burning flesh. Through the cloud of smoke, I could see a faint smile on Mother's lips. Mother, I'm so sorry. You had to give birth to me. When the inferno had devoured everything, and the cross itself came crumbling down, my soul was finally released from that place. Or rather, I suppose it more shattered. The things I saw, the things I was made to watch, were harrowing. Morgana had been right. The anguish that came after knowing happiness was much greater than anything I had felt before. It eroded my spirit, drained me of the willpower to bear the sight of the world after death. But rather than give in to hatred like Morgana had, I despaired of myself. I didn't curse or bear a grudge against anyone. I prayed for my own extinguishment. My soul began to crumble, neither ascending to heaven nor falling to hell, but fading into darkness everlasting. My fingers were the first to go, then my eyes, and then my mouth. All sound vanished into nothingness. My beating heart, and all the emotions that had once taken root within it, scattered like leaves upon the wind. My soul, completely, wholly decomposed. I couldn't stand to allow my soul to return to the living world, no matter what it might take residence in. Some length of time later, I began to hear a sound, muffled and indistinct. No longer inhuman in form, I had no ears to speak of, but the sound gradually increased in volume. It was a voice.
Where are you, Michelle? What are you doing? I'm still praying. Still wishing for you to appear before me. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. I've been praying for so long. I don't even know how long it's been. Before you left, you said you were going to pray too. You said you hope we can meet again in another life. I'm not misremembering, am I? Michelle? Come back to me soon.
As if drawn by the sound of that voice, bit by bit I began remembering some of what I had lost. But it took an incredibly long time. My body and soul had been ground to dust. I had rejected myself, scattered it into the void. It would take several lifetimes to find and reassemble all those pieces. Michelle.
Shh.
Oh, whoops.
All I can remember about you is your name, and your glassy white skin, and your fiery red eyes, and your snow-colored hair. Nothing else.
I thought my mind, my body, my spirit, and my heart had all been eradicated. But every time I heard that voice, I thought, I must return. Well, thought is perhaps inaccurate. It was not so much a conscious idea as an instinctive force. The voice slowly buried the overwhelming pain I had suffered in both life and death. I began to search for the source of that quiet, constant whisper echoing in the emptiness, chasing after that tiny fleck of light, the one thing in the world that seemed to desire my presence.
Michelle, I'm no longer the girl I once was. I've built a thick cocoon around myself. A cocoon I can't break free of. My own protective shell is devouring me. I'm waiting for you, Michelle. Waiting for you inside my shell. Always waiting. Will you be able to recognize the person I've become? Please, Michelle. Get me out of here.
At long, long last, I found the ray of light I sought, and I had an absolute certainty that if I followed it, I'd reach the source of the voice. I had to find them. I had to set them free. I desperately had to give back to them what they had given to me. And that sense of purpose is what set me back into motion. But the void was so expansive, so endlessly deep, that reaching the end of the trail of light was no easy task. Struggling to follow it to the source wore my barely held together soul thin, until it crumbled apart once more. Again and again, I lost myself. I can't account for much of my time chasing after that light. The gaps in my memory are large and frequent. Nevertheless, after countless cycles of breaking down and reassembling myself, after hundreds of years of wandering, I finally found my way back to that mansion. And when the two of us had our long-awaited reunion, neither of us were our old selves any longer. In my endeavor to return, I had worn my soul down to almost nothing. I was but a vague shadow, completely devoid of memories. And that was the beginning. We met each other anew, lost and broken, devoid of life. The darkness here reminds me of my time in the void, of the despair that filled my shadowed soul as it sunk into the endless abyss, of the emptiness I felt as my body crumbled and faded into nothing.
Michelle, the poor soul who was named for an angel and born with a curse, made to bear an unfairly cruel fate. I am the only one who sympathizes with you, the only one who understands your pain, the only one willing to help you. I'm sure you're not feeling particularly fond of me right now. Not after I made you relive the past you so wanted to forget. Every moment of that despair. Not after I revealed your every last secret to the woman you love. But you must face the truth, my dear. You put your life, your very soul, on the line for this woman. And even she would not accept. But as I have said before, that's the normal response. She's no worse than anyone else for it. You simply aren't something people can accept. You believe that even if your family wouldn't, that even if your dear brothers wouldn't, Giselle would be able to accept you for you. That she alone was different. That she alone was special. That she alone wanted you in her life. That she alone would extend her hand for you. You never doubted that, did you? But Michelle, hope exists to be crushed. And the stronger you cling to that hope, the more you have to lose. You can hear that, can't you? Her mocking you. Scorning. Rejecting everything that defines you. The revulsion in her voice. This is the woman you fought so hard to get back. Listen to it, my dear. Focus on her voice.
Disgusting. Disgusting, 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 disgusting.
Stop. Please. I don't want to hear it anymore. Make it stop.
Can you blame her, though? For hundreds of years, she waited, trusting you. And you came back to her a woman more than once. If you think about it, you betrayed her first.
No, stop. Don't. I didn't.
Tell me, what was it like? How did it feel to be born and live as a woman? You spent your life insisting you weren't a woman. And yet your soul chose a female body to return in. All those gaps in your memory were from your lives as the white-haired girl. First there was the kind, mild-mannered, flaxen-haired boy.
Discord decided to freeze in the middle of this. Lovely.
And then like disconnected.
Dying inside.
Yeah, wow, I picked a really... My computer picked a real shit time to do that, huh?
I
Dude.
can't believe
so-
Morgana was so evil that it destroyed the stream.
Hooray! I'm evil!
Continuing.
We always thought that.
The flaxen-haired boy, please.
I already said the one.
You said the line? Okay, cool.
You, a woman, and he, a man, were joined in love. And then there was the deranged man-beast. By exposing your female body to him, you were able to temporarily contain his madness. And finally, there was the man obsessed with money and power. You were his wife, ever faithful, waiting patiently for him to remember his love. You put your faith in the wrong.
This bitch wants to fight me every step of the fucking way. Oh my goodness. Can y'all see the thing? Still? Are we good? Hello?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay, is the stream up? Are you good? You say the line?
I mean, I'm fine. I see the stream.
Can you say that last bit? Because it cut off right at wrong.
You put your faith in the wrong person's love. How can you expect her not to be disgusted? She was forced to watch again, and again, and again, as the man she loved was reborn as a woman and had relations with other men. Would you like to know what you're doing right this moment, Michelle? You're crying. Crying. As you've done so many times before. Those tears, they wash away your dignity. Would you also like to know how you look right now, Michelle? You've reverted to your final moments, both in body and in heart. Take a look at yourself, my dear. Your body, incomplete. only partially male. The wounds, still fresh and raw, pierced by your brother, whom you trusted completely, and the knights whose ranks you dreamed of joining. Even now your blood still flows from those wounds. They will never heal. Not so long as you remain yourself. It's not pleasant, is it? It hurts quite a bit, doesn't it? I did not inflict those wounds on you, though. They are your own, and no one can erase them. You've lost everything, Michelle. Tell me, what do you have left? You were robbed of your pride, your dignity, your life, your identity, your very existence. And the love you thought you still had? Well, she's gone and left you behind, too. And still you refuse to curse anyone? Why do you not take what you deserve from those who stole everything from you? You have every right to vengeance, and I'm offering you the means to have it. Curse them, my dear.
I cannot curse anyone.
You disappoint me, Michelle. But if that's what you want, if you won't join me in my hatred, then so be it. I will accept we are not as similar as I once thought. And as much as it pains me to do so, I will release you. I will even wish for your reconstruction into the body you desire. You shall descend into the mortal realm as a human man, never to set foot in this accursed mansion again. Imagine it. After waiting for so long, you'll finally be able to obtain the body you so desperately seek. To have a wife and create a happy family of your own. Wouldn't that be just lovely? I'll make that wish for you, my dear. You can have that life. All you have to do is walk out the door. It's that easy. Just let go. Let it all go, Michelle.
I...
Don't listen to her. Don't trust anything she says. Don't trust anything she shows you. Michelle, you told me you believed in my love. That if it could survive for hundreds of years, it must be real. So don't start doubting it now. Open your eyes, Michelle. Look at me. Listen to me, please. Listen to the sound of my voice. Michelle. Will you listen to what I really think? How I actually feel? I would never, ever push you away. Do you remember what I said, Michelle? When you broke through the cocoon, I had built around myself. I said that I would never come to hate you. I still stand by that. My feelings haven't changed in the slightest. It doesn't matter what kind of past you had, or what kind of secrets you kept. I still love you. You accepted me, Michelle. I spent hundreds of years trapped inside this place, watching as tragedy after tragedy befell its residents, slowly losing my grip on myself until I had twisted so far I could tell them like stories with a cold smile on my face. And despite what I had become, you still took my hand. You still said you loved me. No matter what horrors you experienced, I will always and forever take your hand. Michelle.
Giselle.
Please have faith in me, Michelle. Don't believe what some illusion says. Believe me. Believe the real me.
You have it backwards, Giselle. Truth is, I never once doubted you.
What?
I never doubted your love.
Michelle.
I despised myself. I hated that I was so weak I couldn't even bear being rejected by a phantasm made to look like you. I didn't want you to see me like that. I didn't want you to know I was so weak. To see my past. To see me now. A pitiful, unsightly mess. I couldn't stand the thought of you seeing any of that. If only in your memories. If only for you. I wanted to be gallant. To be a man. I wanted to be the man who never cried. Who never showed weakness. Who died trying to protect you. I didn't want you to know that I was so weak. That I was such a sad, frail person. Not even a real man.
Michelle.
I didn't want you to see that Morgana was telling the truth. I opened the door to our past in order to bring you back. That wasn't the whole story. I kept details about myself out. Things that would make me look bad. There's no one as shameful and reprehensible as me.
No, Michelle. There's no one in this world as admirable as you. You remained true to yourself to the end. No matter how bad things got. Day after day you fought all alone. Despite being put through hell. And yet you chose not to curse those responsible. Only once did you ever consider cursing someone. Your father. I remember that day very well. I was too stupid to realize it at the time. But you did that for me. And the one time you ever wanted to curse someone was for me. Give yourself a little more credit. You did perhaps come off as a bit inscrutable, but deep down you're truer to yourself than anyone. Your motivation's simple and pure. your heart full of kindness. Know that you're a wonderful, admirable man, Michelle. Be proud of who you are.
That doesn't change how much suffering I put you through, Giselle. I was the white-haired girl. The girl in the portrait was me. It was all me. Came back more than once, showing up a woman then disappearing again, hurting you completely unaware, pushing you away, leaving nothing but tragedy in my wake. I'll never forgive myself for what I did to you.
Have faith in yourself, Michelle. Follow your heart. I know it was a secret you didn't want revealed, but for me, I couldn't be happier to know the truth. Because it shows just how incredibly much you loved me. Not only in life, the hundreds of years I spent trapped in this mansion. You spent searching for me. In that vast, empty, hopeless void, you heard my voice. Your love guided you to me. When you had lost everything, your love still lived on. Even as it tore you apart, you kept on fighting to make it back to me. A few blanks in your memory don't account for how someone so fiercely determined could suddenly become a completely different person.
But, Giselle, how am I supposed to believe that? How am I supposed to believe that wasn't me, when everything about us is exactly the same?
You are not the white-haired girl, Michelle. Have faith in your own heart and the things you stand for. Have faith in your true self. In the person you are, in the shape of your soul. You were never the white-haired girl, and you never will be. Remember when you first arrived at the mansion, Michelle? I took your hand, and together we watched dozens of different lives play out. Were your memories anywhere among them? It wasn't behind those doors that you found yourself, but in the remnants of the months we shared here. Is a white-haired girl anywhere in your memories? You are Michelle. No one else.
But that doesn't change what my body...
I know you, Michelle. I know who you are deep down. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I want you to understand that, to know how I feel. And though we only shared our love for a month in life, it was enough for me to wait hundreds of years for your return. And you fought with everything you had to make it back to me. To get me out of here. You are the greatest man I've ever known.
Giselle! How is it? You always manage to see straight through me, Giselle. To give me exactly what I want. That smile. That single ray of light in the endless dark. To say exactly what I've so desperately yearned to hear. The words I've sought for countless years. Giselle! I reach out for her, but she's begun to fade, her outline hazy and blending into the surroundings, and all I manage to grab is empty air. I want more than anything to feel her warmth right now, the sensation of her skin against mine, but there's nothing there. Please, Giselle, don't leave my side again.
Don't worry. I'm right here with you. I'm not going anywhere.
Giselle.
Put your hands on my shoulders. Wrap your arms around me.
I can't. I want to so much, but I can't feel you there at all.
You can, Michelle. I promise. Close your eyes. Now reach forward slowly. You can feel me there, can't you? That's my finger, and that's my hair. And those are my eyes. And here are my lips. Here's my heart, where I keep all the feelings you gave back to me, and my love for you. In body and in spirit, I am all yours. Can you sense me here beside you?
I think I can.
Now, hold on and don't let go. You know, it's kind of funny. We're like two awkward kids around each other. Bound together by a love so amazingly powerful. Yet we only ever held hands a few times, and embracing is like some incredible achievement for us. And we're supposed to be full-grown adults. Kiss me, Michelle. We never got the chance while we were alive.
Giselle.
Are you gonna tell me to wait again?
Not this time. I feel my way around the emptiness where she is. Her skin, white but not pallid. Her slightly flushed cheeks dimpled by her smile. Her lips which at times called me master, at times called me Michael, Michelle. Her entire being. This woman who accepted me as a man. Who even in death continued to bring me back from my darkest places. She is my everything. I feel a faint breath against my neck. Somewhere between a sigh and a giggle. I feel her warmth which I thought I would never know again. The soft touch of her skin. I envisioned her face before me. Where I'm sure she is with her eyes closed. And I press my lips against hers. We're trying to find a place to end this. I'm not sure if this is a good point.
I think it'll work. It's not
Sure.
a dramatic endpoint.
It's a nice endpoint. I'm just not sure how much you have left, so it might be a little awkward, but it's fine.
We're already like 30 minutes over. I'm willing to.
Listen, we ended on a good note because I've cried like 5 times.
Having a nice little smooch to wrap up the session's a good thing, I think.
I hope you have a bit ready for the end of whenever we're done with this.
What? Oh yeah. Well,
I mean, we still have all the side shit.
There's so much side content.
Thank you, everybody, for being with us while we read Fata Morgana. Now, we can't wait to get into Fata Morgana Gaiden.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Fata Morgana Gaiden.
Fata Morgana 2.
I want to point out a bit of
I'm upset and I'm angry and I'm hungry at the same time, and I don't like it.
Random fun fact regarding the casting decision for Liddy. Because actually, do you mind if I share with who was originally going to be Liddy? B.
Oh, go for it.
You had originally suggested that we have Rindy be Liddy, and I thought that was a horrible idea.
It was the worst.
Is there a particular reason why Rennie wouldn't work?
It's better this way.
It's better this way. I don't know what I was thinking when I said it. I'm glad Orange has
Maybe
the
the
brain
closeness to it.
I think it was like, oh, accent, French, who has an accent?
Wow.
I don't even know. I don't know.
Who can voice a European person?
I honestly don't know what I was thinking about.
Did I
at the
miss something?
time.
Wait, what was just said? I
Well,
feel like
no,
I
it's
missed
just
something.
I feel like the subject matter
You're good, Bob.
might be a bit too much.
Everyone in this store has French accent.
True.
Mhm.
This is the most
This
French
is
accent
true.
anybody's
For the
ever
Italian.
done.
Born in yeah.
Noir took all of the French accent we didn't do and put it into that one side character.
Also, I apologize if Amity sounded like an
Parlez-vous?
entirely
Je suis
different
les
person.
envies.
No, that fit. That you went off on that preaching. It was good.
So I think it's kind of funny. It reminds me a bit of that one fucking bit in one of the Doctor Who's where it's like, yeah, you're in like these olden times. If you actually try to speak their language, then they're gonna think you're speaking absolute gibberish. Just like speak English and it'll sound like natural for everybody. Noir being the only person who is actually like doing a French accent for a character is so funny.
I wish I knew how to do an offensive French accent. I don't know how.
I don't know. I don't know if
yeah,
I could do
Are we gonna do a very quick discussion round, or what's the plan?
Do people have any like quick thoughts they want to mention about this particular bit?
I feel like
I have
Noir has
absolutely nothing.
thoughts.
Are we doing it in order, or are we just throwing shit out?
I mean, how do you guys feel? Do y'all want to like really get into it? Like, 'cause we can.
I'll just throw out a quick thing. I noticed that Dildo said kill him.
Say DDA is not that
Please
hard to say.
All right,
the right way.
DDA. DDA.
Did
Said kill him instead of kill her. So yes.
What a trans ally.
What a trans ally.
Oh, Lord.
Did you ever like give any sort of like? Did you elaborate on like? Yeah.
DDA is supporting his brother.
Truly, Didier was his most spiritual brother.
You see,
I mean,
DDA would be
literally-
DDA would be considered a tit, a trans-inclusatory Templar.
Murderer?
Murder.
What?
I mean, if we really think about it, he did support his brother when he put him up on that cross.
Supporting his brother till the end.
Oh my god.
I have thoughts. Wild ride. One. Who's in the painting? What's up with that? Is that? I don't think. Like, it's like simultaneously cannot be George's or it could be George's.
Wait, why could it not be George?
Who's in the painting?
Yeah.
In that
The man
painting.
in the painting.
The man in the
Yeah.
painting. The reason why I said that I would guess that it might be George's is because George's had a love for painting.
Yeah. Also, Josh voiced him, and he seemed to have a similar disposition to George.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe it will be elaborated in some of the side content.
Yeah. Say like
No, the
although
story's not over yet.
yeah.
Yeah, I get that too. It would be a bit strange if they cut to George's story and getting into the painting at this point. I feel.
Michelle.
Georges comes in and saves the day.
No, Michelle and like Giselle like make out, and then you just see the painting slide in the frame. It's like, by the way, I'm George's, and then it just ends.
Oh, I'm sure the painting is gonna slide into the frame, all right. That's how it works.
Yes, why?
Oh my god damn it.
They're gonna do this thing like, thank you for playing the house in Fata Morgana. It's gonna be the painting.
It's gonna be Toby Fox the whole.
Thank you so for too much for playing my game.
The painting is actually the author.
I wanted to really quickly, I could confirm like how much longer we have of this story left because we are getting there.
I mean,
No, I
it sounds
think it's
like
better not
from
to.
the map
Fair
that
enough.
I was getting that there's like another 10 hours of this.
No, it's not another
Plus
10
side
hours.
content.
How do you know?
Wait, Crimson, do you
You're not
know?
including some of the. Wait,
Oh
what?
wait, no, you said 10 hours. Okay, yeah, it wouldn't be 10 hours, I feel.
You're not including all of the side content. Some of the
So
side
no,
content comes in a whole separate package.
We still got a ways to go in terms of the
We got a ways to go.
Mhm.
I guess I've still got a ways to go.
Oh yeah, we just finished the questions arc. We have an entire answers arc now.
Yeah,
You say that? You say that. I feel like half of this damn thing's been answer arcs.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
It actually
also
puts a
their
twist on
question.
it where it does answers and then questions.
I mean, we've been in the answer arc ever since we got the story behind the story, so titled.
Fair, yeah. No, we're very much in the answer arcs. They
We're getting
just
the
also
double
like
answer arc.
introducing questions.
Ooh,
We're getting
okay.
answers arc turbo now.
Anyone have bigger thoughts?
Man, I wish I could tell Michelle it's all fine a millennia later.
It's not.
It's not much
It's
better.
not. It's a little bit. It's better than what he got going on.
I feel like there's a lot of
some
things better
places.
than the medieval ages.
It
It
depends
depends
on
on
where
where
you're
you-
standing.
yeah.
You won't get literally crucified, you will only get
Yeah,
nine.
you won't get literally crucified and burned in stone.
In most places.
Okay, in most
Depending on where you're
places.
standing.
In the better places of the world.
Look, upstate New York ain't too bad with that stuff. As far as I'm aware.
All of us
You know what?
standing in the
That's
corner.
good. I have a
Ooh.
theory. I have the big twist. This is all just in modern day Detroit.
No,
Shut up.
You know, as long as Michelle,
Detroit is
you
like-
know, as long as
It is
Michelle
far
doesn't,
too clean out here to be Detroit.
as long as Michelle doesn't get recreated in Saudi Arabia, there's some worse places. I mean, yeah.
Ah, finally, I've been
get to
reborn.
die for
Where
having a
where am I
haircut.
located? Connecticut. Oh God, put me back.
Can we change the subject now?
What?
Yeah.
No.
Suppose so.
Con
Yeah.
doesn't like Connecticut.
That's
We know
fine.
this.
More
Apparently,
more
Khan was
important
traumatized
bits.
by Connecticut.
Yeah, Hartford, Connecticut sucks.
I have another
Yeah.
thing about
Yeah.
this.
It's alright, right.
What would
That's
Connor
the
have to
thing.
say?
Oh my God.
Oh.
Sorry, it's just
Stop
talking.
apologizing.
What, bro?
Stop interrupting.
Like, calm
Go
down.
ahead.
Making it worse.
It's just hitting a little close to home now.
Understandable.
Mm.
We can cry together in a private chat later, Con. Anyways.
I'm very
No,
glad a lot of this is not relatable to me.
I think
I-
I'm already. I think I'm all. Sorry, you go first,
No,
Andy.
no, go on.
I think I'm all cried out now. Now I'm just angry, hungry, and upset. I want a cookie.
Me
Also,
too,
save
but I
people
can't.
to-
Digital fudge.
Do you know how it's well now that you guys understand my pain? I'm always like, man, I really love doing something. Fuck. I say while stabbing myself in the heart repeatedly, like.
One of my
Yes,
favorite
it's
love
really a
stories
tough
ever. Just like God, I could watch this scene non-stop 100,000 times. Still
Man,
hits.
it's so real. God.
Mhm.
It's so hard. Fuck.
Mm.
Like, it's honestly fuck.
Mm.
Okay, I think this might just be a good place to end the stream.
We're just emotionally
Yeah,
sad.
we're
Everyone's
gonna
just.
Yeah.
Just
Uh,
the
I
entire
love
bottom half
it.
of us.
Mm-hmm. Thank you all very
Oh.
much for coming. Oh? Oh?
This has
No, go
been very
ahead.
dramatic for everyone.
We're gonna go
including
ahead and wrap
Morgan's
things
computer.
up now. Good night, everybody.
It's currently dying right now.
No, it
Good
isn't.
night.
Bye
No,
bye.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night. Let those posts.
I guess I
Post
will
cry.
wait to get into my thoughts next stream.
Man, this is just
Sure.